Hey, what's up guys, it's your boy the Fice back at it with another video. But before we get this started, if it's your first time here, definitely be sure to hit that subscribe button, leave a like, leave a comment, let me know what you guys think. Come follow us on Twitch, join us on Discord. We stream, we do content, all that good stuff. We play a variety of games. Also, if you wanted to support the channel, we don't have YouTube monetization, so if you check the YouTube description below, we have a Patreon link, but we also have merchandise, so definitely be sure to check out. We have coffee mugs and t-shirts, and we got more stuff on the way. So what we're gonna do on this guide, guys, and I'm gonna disable my camera once we get it started, we are going to be doing a baby guide. This is really a guide to kind of show you some of the in-game mechanics that he has. He's absolutely amazing. You can do some really crazy looping with this character, and he's a lot of fun to play with. So we're going to get into it, guys. I'm going to disable my camera, and we're going to first talk about like the basic stuff with him, the normals. We're going to go straight into his movesets, what we can do, and then near the end, I'm going to show you some of the cool combos you can accomplish with him. All right, guys, so I'm going to try to keep this section as small as possible, talking about like the normal moves and things like the normal stuff, and then we could eventually start talking about the special moves, which that's really what I want to get into details about, and then eventually at the end, we're going to do the combos, but I do just want to keep this a little bit simple. So if we just do his basic X, obviously because it's a guide, we're going to show this. It's pretty standard, and then you could obviously call an assist if you want to do that to basically come and drive in and do more of the combo. But if you noticed, his heavy is actually a knockup, which is very weird from a lot of the other fighters. Usually it's a knockdown, so it's something to keep in mind. So if you wanted to do some type of like manual combo, something like this, just make sure that you can follow it up with an attack that basically goes upward. And two of his moves actually are upward, so you shouldn't have any problem with that, guys. So that is the first thing on a difference that I want to mention when it comes to Baby. In regards to his forward triangle or forward Y, you can see the inputs there, forward medium. It's just a simple overhead there. And the other thing I definitely do want to mention is his down heavy is essentially like a knockback towards the walls. So you could do something like this. That would be like a simple combo. So you can keep in mind that this actually knocks towards the wall. It doesn't do a knock up where you follow him. So it's a little different from the other characters. All right, also we're going to take a look at his built-in combo in regards to when you start going towards the medium. It gives you an idea of things you can do as well, because you can throw and then actually super, which is a really amazing thing when you want to do some finishers, guys. When you start doing some manual combos, you can do some really cool stuff with that. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. All right, guys, so now we are going to be talking about like the key blast. I'm going to keep it a little simple here, but I'm going to try to give as much detail about it because this is one section I definitely do want to mention with Baby because it is really important. So the thing is with his key blasts is they're actually boomerang effects if they're missed. So they eventually come back if they aren't blocked or anything. But there are certain ones that come back regardless of the hit or not. So the forward key blast, that is super important, guys. I want you to keep note of that when it comes to doing combos because the forward key blast and the down back key blast are going to be two of them that make you do a lot of easy looping in the corner. I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but before I actually get into those, there's also the down rain one, which that is another one which is really nice, guys. You can do a lot of cool things when it comes to that, and we're going to get into the discussion later on. So in regards to like the looping that I was kind of talking about, you could do something like this, guys. Like that's a simple version of how you do it, but you could actually get a little further into it. Because then if you land, you could do it again. And then you could do it one more time. And then you could do something like that just to kind of get an idea of what you can do in regards to like how crazy the forward ki blast and the down back ki blast work together. It is so critical. Once you understand that, you can do some really cool stuff. There is one more piece of information with the down back ki blast that we're going to get into detail about, but what you can do is you don't only have to use that in the corner, guys. You can also use that in the center. So a perfect example would be something like this. So that's a perfect example of just doing some interesting attachments with a teleport and the down back ki blast. It's really cool, guys. The final piece I definitely do want to mention, guys, which I was kind of talking about earlier, was that essentially with a lot of people say acid rain or whatever, you can do something interesting for setting up for follow-ups where you can be far away and then you could do a teleport. So you could do some interesting things just by doing that with the rain. So if you're distant, guys, and you want to hit that opponent from behind or something like that, and then basically just keeps them grounded, so you do a follow-up, you could do some very interesting things, because usually when you do a teleport, you knock them away from you. But because you're doing acid rain preemptively, you're essentially keeping them in place. So it's definitely something cool to do with, and you can do a lot of cool mix-ups from afar, guys. I definitely do love it. Alright, guys, so the next thing I definitely do want to talk about is his last thing, which is kind of his heavy. The down heavy, obviously, is the uppercut. It's the typical thing. And also, so is his regular heavy, which is a knockback that you could do a follow-up with. You know, something like that. It's very simple. Alright, guys, so we're going to start talking about the move list, going top down, even though we kind of discussed some of them, but I definitely do want to go over them so you can understand them a little bit more and in depth. Alright, guys, so let's just go through the move list and we'll go one at a time. Now, Machine Gun Rush is the forward heavy. It's a very interesting thing because you could do some very cool attachments from afar, guys. I definitely do love this, but there is one interesting aspect about it that I do love. If you're in the corner on the left side and you do the Machine Gun Rush, it basically sends them to the other side of the corner if you do an assist. You see that? You see how far it travels? It's such an interesting property, guys. But you can do some very cool things with it that I definitely do love doing. Here's a perfect example of doing an attachment with it. Like, that's like just a simple one, guys, but you can get the idea of how you can do some follow-up combos just by doing the Machine Gun Rush, and I absolutely love it. If you wanted to see a simple combo with the Machine Gun Rush, you could do something simple like this. There we go. Alright, guys, so we already talked about the reverse shot, but this is going to be vital for looping and a bunch of other stuff. You could do some very interesting combinations with it. You just have to be mindful on how you do it. So you can do something simple like that. I definitely don't want to waste any more time because we obviously discussed it in great detail how that with the down back is going to be very awesome on doing things. Alright, guys, so Revenge Driver is going to be the next thing that we're going to discuss here. It's basically what you're going to use to basically bring the opponent down to do further attachments. So that's going to be something that you're going to be utilizing as well. If you're using it regular, then you would be basically using a character to help you keep them up. So if you're doing the regular one, you would do something like this to keep them up so you can continue doing combos with an assist. So you kind of get the idea with the regular one. Now, if you do it, you know, just by doing the EX version, or I say EX because I'm used to Street Fighter, but if you consume some key gauge with it, you can actually continue to do stuff on your own. So this would be an example of using a key gauge to actually continue doing the combo on your own without an assist. It's just like that's a basic one, just doing right off the cuff. But essentially the idea is you can see that you can do a further attachment with it, which is really awesome. Now, just to give you insight about that combo in particular that you guys saw, what you do is basically the regular medium attack, he travels really far. So because of that, you're able to do that followed by Acid Rain. So if we take a look at it again, guys. Key gauge, you're underneath him, and then you follow up. So that's the simple approach on what you saw me do earlier, and I kind of wanted to give some insight on it because a lot of people don't realize. They see a combo and they're like, wait, what the hell? How did you do Acid Rain with it? You did Acid Rain because you followed it up with that medium heavy, which took you like really far underneath him. So you could do some really cool stuff with that. You can do other attachments as well, but I kind of wanted to give the idea of what that could, what you can do with that when it's regular, where you do it with an assist, or if you use a key gauge, it knocks them back up so you can further extend it to do more stuff. All right, guys. So the next one was the Dark Spring Shot. We kind of already discussed this in detail, where basically you can do some follow-ups with it. Something like that, or you can do looping in the corner as well, as long as you attach it with the reverse shot. So I don't want to kill any more time on the video for that, but you got the idea of what this move was about. All right, guys. So the next move we're going to be talking about is the Interceptor Kick. I'll be honest, guys. I really don't use it. It's basically a move to basically do a combo ender. But there's so much, you could basically use Revenge Driver and you get the same benefit out of it. So I definitely don't use Interceptor Kick too much when it comes to it. But here's an example of using the Interceptor Kick. You could do something like that with Interceptor Kick, or you can do something like this. I just feel like there's better options with the Revenge Driver, so that's why I use that more frequent, guys. But you can use Interceptor Kick. I just don't use it a lot. All right, guys. So the next move after Intercept Kick is Revenge Flash. Now, Revenge Flash actually takes a while to charge up, so doing combos with it can be very weird, but if you do it in the corner, guys, you actually can do attachments with the Machine Gun Rush. So you could do something like this. You see how it attaches? So you could do some really cool stuff with it. You know, you could basically lead into whatever other conceptual things you want to do with it. But the simple fact is, like, the fact that you can do Machine Gun Rush after this makes it pretty cool. So you can do some interesting things, and I call it X Factor because I'm so Marvel vs. Capcom-like. But basically, once you do that, you can essentially either do a teleport, or you can do some other things in regards to, like, basically X Factoring, so you can continue. You know, so the choice is kind of yours with it, but basically it does require some startup frames. So if you did it in the corner with like Machine Gun Rush or something else, you can even do it with this, and it's perfectly fine. A lot of moves you actually can't do it with it, but with that one, like, you can't do regular hits when you do that. But you can actually do it with that move. So keep in mind that Revenge Flash, you can do some interesting stuff in the corner if you wanted to. All right, guys. So the next move we're going to talk about is I'm Going to Enjoy This. This is basically his grab that you can basically do some attachments to end some stuff. So you can do something like this. And then you could either finish it with the Revenge Final Flash, which I call it that, or you can, or I say Revenge Flash, but you could do it with that, or you can also do it with doing a teleport and then doing the level 3 Ape. So I'm just going to show you an idea of what I'm talking about here. So just a quick example. Now wait till you hear the sound of him sliding on the ground. That's when you teleport, guys, and then you could do something like that. So you could do some really interesting attachments with this move. I mean, if you just basically wanted to either do it with the Final Flash, let's just call that, or we actually wanted to do the Ape attack, which is really cool. And I'll talk about more about the Ape afterwards. So I wanted to talk about with I'm going to enjoy this. You could do some very interesting enders with it if you did it properly. Now, if you teleported early, you can still do some things. It's just, I mentioned the other one. You see, I'm teleporting early to continue with the combo. So you can do that where you teleport, do some work, and then maybe also do it again, and then you can do the Ape attack at that point when you land them to the ground for the second time. But I just wanted to kind of give you some ideas and options so you can really assess the behavior on it. So that's like a simple combo of trying to use the grab at the end with the Ape, which I definitely do love doing. Alright guys, so the next move we're going to talk about after that is Parasite Takeover. Now the way this works is you need to defeat at least one opponent on the team that you're facing in order to do this, because basically what it is you're using that character that you killed on that team as an assist. In our case, we basically have Videl dead in the training mode, so now I could basically, if I press down down light, down down medium, or down down heavy, it's a different assist for her. So if you look at this, that's her light, that's her medium, and then this is her heavy. So basically you have an assist to do some things. You can do some interesting setups with this, guys, where you kind of buffer it in a sense to prepare for something that you're going to do. So you can do some cool things just by having it, but you have to make sure that you're prepared for it. So that would be just a simple way of doing something with an assist on the Parasite Takeover. You can get really complex with it for sure. But it's such a random thing to have with each character that it depends on who you kill in order to do the combo. So it's not, it's very situational on what you can do. Like, here's a combo just trying to do something with the assist. And that is a really cool combo to use with him. Alright guys, so the last remaining things are the supers, and then we're going to get into the combos. But essentially, there is a full power energy wave. It's basically the Final Flash we've been doing. You can do this in the air, or you can do it on the ground. It still sends him, he still goes up in the air. But the interesting thing about it as well, guys, is regardless of where the character is, it follows the enemy and goes with it. So that is a really cool thing about this super that I definitely actually do love. Here's a perfect example of the Final Flash basically following. So you see how he went directly where he was. It's definitely really awesome to do. I absolutely love it. So it's a really good homing super, and it always attaches, which is really nice. Alright guys, so the next move we're going to be talking about is the Revenge Deathball. Now this is the 3-gauge super, 1 of 2. that you're going to be able to attach to any combo just because it's very easy to do it, and the frames become 0. So like it basically everything stops in place, and then you could do the attachment on it. You could do on the ground, on the air, any combo that you have, guys. So you're going to see that later on. I just kind of wanted to show a little quick something on what you can do essentially to kind of get it going. See, that would be an example. You see how even when you threw that guy, it stopped it? Like it's such a powerful level 3, and it's easy to attach. So that's the Revenge Death Ball. You'll see it later on. Alright guys, so the last move that we're going to talk about, and then after that we're going to talk about his assists, and then I'm just going to let the combos run so you guys can see some of the cool stuff that you can happen. It's great Ape Assault. You've been seeing us do it in the combos, but there is a slight difference on when you do it. So basically, if you essentially have like one character left or 2 characters, it basically becomes different where it does the Gallic gun. So essentially, you saw how he did it there. Character settings, health bar settings. So we're going to lose a character here. Resume. Now, if I do the same super, instead of doing the slamming down, it's going to be the Gallic gun. And it's so much more damage. So that was 4,700. Now, if we do here, let's do it again. So now, because he's the only one remaining, it does 5,600. It is so amazing, guys, and it becomes powerful and scales based on him being anchor or not. So it's something to keep in mind when you're doing it. So you probably want to play him as a second or third character if you're going to be using this level 3. And you can do it in a few scenarios. Now, in order to do this move, there are there's some caveats to it. Obviously, the character has to be grounded. You can do it with an assist. You could do it with a teleport, or you can do it with the grab, which you'll see in some of the combos that we utilize. So those are the 3 scenarios on how you can get a character grounded. Now, usually when you're doing the grab one, you have to do it when they're in the corner, because then they stay. Because if you do it when they're like in the middle, they kind of dive away or whatever. So a perfect example of doing the level 3 here would be that combo of the looping that I kind of mentioned. So just to show you with the command grab of what I was talking about where it has to be in the corner, here's an example of doing it. So yeah, guys, those are like the 3 scenarios you can kind of do it. You could either do it with the command grab in the corner. You can do it with a teleport. If you did the I'm going to enjoy this, you knock them down, teleport. Or you can do it with an assist, like if you had an existing character. But then it would be depending on how many characters you have on your team still alive, that it'll do the following damage accordingly. Alright guys, so the next thing we're going to be talking about is his assist. So if we go through them really quick, the first one is the Revenge Blast, which isn't bad. It's 3 quick beams. It covers a decent area. You can do it obviously for attaching combos to continue going. The next one is the Revenge Driver. This requires a little bit preemptive timing before actually doing the hit to do a knockdown, so you can do an attachment with it. So it's a nice move because it follows them everywhere. It's just you have to be ready to do it earlier before you do your attack. So it's like 0.3 to 0.5 seconds prior to doing your hit. So keep that in mind. And then the last one is the Revenge Flash, which honestly is my favorite because it's a beam that covers area and then follows them and brings them down. So you could do some interesting attachments with it, especially when it comes to doing things. So those are the 3 assists. I personally prefer C. Let me know in the comments below what you guys actually like to choose and play with. Alright guys, so that's pretty much all the stuff in regards to his movesets. I'm going to show you some combos that I do with him. I hope you guys enjoy this content. Leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. If you want more or if you have any feedback, let me know and I can make these videos even better for you guys. I love you guys tons and enjoy the rest of the combos. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, if this is your first time here and you're watching from YouTube, definitely be sure to hit that subscribe button. If you ever come to Twitch, definitely be sure to hit that follow button. Come join us on Discord. The link is below in the YouTube description. Also, last but not least, I want to say major shout outs to the sponsors. If you guys also wanted to financially support the stream, definitely be sure to check out that YouTube description below. There is a Patreon link. And if you can't support financially, don't worry guys, there's other ways you can actually show support. That's getting the word out, sharing the content, letting friends and loved ones know about this this channel. Tell them to come and hang out. Come join us on Discord. You will not regret it. It's the best community / family ever. It says it right there on the freaking board. Yo, thank you guys so much for hanging out. I love you guys so much, and I will catch you guys next time. Let me know in the comments below what you would like to see next, what you think about the video, and so on. I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.